Okay, for the last lab, Lab 7.3 for week 7, we're going to be going through and testing our file share and then testing our printers. And then we're also going to make sure that the printer is in the directory. We won't actually add it. I know I have that on here, but we're not going to actually add it for this. But so first we need to start TEC330 ADDC and FSPS, as well as the TEC330 client. So I already had TEC330 ADDC and FSPS turned on from doing the previous labs. I would make sure that you have the TEC330 ADDC turned on for a couple of minutes before you turn on the client machine. I'm going to go ahead and start this though. Oh, we got an error. So not enough memory in the system. So I ran into this issue before as well. We can actually adjust the memory on this. Let's try to take it down to 2 gigs, so 2048 instead of 4 gigs, which is 4096, and see if we can start it. If it works then. Okay, so it worked. Alright, so we're going to let that come online. Okay, so now TEC330 client is up. So let's see what we're going to do first. So we're going to log in as Bob Burt. Okay, so remember the new password is TEC330 lab exclamation with a capital T. So let's do TEC330 lab. It might take a second to log in. But as we're waiting, okay, so now we're at the desktop. So let's see if our S drive is showing up. And if the copier printer was added. Okay, so let's see here. So if we go to computer, there's our S drive. Right, so if we go to our S drive, see our accounting folder, we can go inside of here, we can create a new text file. Oh, we got something up there. Okay, we'll have to check that out. HR. We shouldn't be able to see the HR folder, so we must have messed something up with the permissions here. Let's see. Read and modify. Okay, we'll have to look at that then. But for all intents and purposes, the map drive shows up. I'll have to look at that at the end of this video here, which I can do. But let's also check and make sure our printer showed up. So if we go to our settings and then go to devices and printers, let's see, and we do not have our copier just yet. So let's do a GP update. So if we do CMD, do GP update /force, see if we can force the computer to pull down the update and map the printer. And then also, actually, we can do this as well. We can do GP result /R. So we have general lab policy, user shared drive, and copier. However, we are not getting the printer. Let's see if we can add the printer from the directory. So I'm going to do the printer I isn't listed. I'm going to say find in directory. And there we can see the copier. I'm a little concerned as to why it's not showing though. Let's check out our domain controller here. See what we did wrong with our group policy. And I'm wondering if it's a computer policy only. May not be a user policy, so that might be the problem. Which we can go into. Actually, we need to be in the file and print for this. Sorry, we need to be in the file and print server for this, not the domain controller. And we want to go into print management here. And this is usually, you know, the area where you can kind of fix stuff. So I'm going to go back to that, and I'm going to apply it to both. And I'm going to apply. So I believe this is a machine policy only. I don't know why it says user, but let's restart our client machine. Let's just give it a quick little restart and see if that fixed our problem. And then we can take a look at the permissions issue on that to see what we did wrong there as to why we can't write a file to it. So here's kind of some of the troubleshooting that you have to go through when you set things up. You know, they seem great, you know, in theory, but sometimes things don't work as planned. So you gotta be ready to troubleshoot. Let's see if it comes up now for the printer. Hopefully that fixes that. Here's the printer. Still not showing up. Huh. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so now it's showing up. So it must have been because I did not have it deployed as a machine policy. So, note to self, deploy it as a machine policy, because apparently user does not work. Alright, so we got that fixed, but we still are unable to write files. Oop. We don't need this one open anymore. Let me log out of here. You know the drive map works. Move this over. Okay, so let's see what we did wrong here. So we have should not be able to see the HR folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at my folder permissions here. So let's see here. So we got properties, sharing, advanced sharing. Domain users can read. Okay. So let's look here. Advanced sharing. This folder is not shared, so it shouldn't have that. Go to advanced. I'm going to remove that one, and I'm going to remove that one. And then edit. Create folders. Accounting. Okay. Apply. Alright, see if that does anything. Alright, so we're still logged in as Bob Burt. Nope, doesn't do it. Let me see if I can figure out why I can view these folders as well. I shouldn't be able to. Shouldn't be able to do this, this, this. Okay. Same thing with sales. Should not be able to even view those folders. I realized I forgot to remove administrators. Okay, so there we go. So now that part works. That's what it should do when you don't have permissions to it. What? Okay, so now I'm only seeing the accounting folder. However, I still cannot create a file in there. I wonder if I can copy a file to it. Let's see. New text. Does not like that. Wonder if it's because I only gave it. Or if it's because I only gave it read permissions on the share itself. Let's do this. Let's do apply. Yep, so that's what it was. Okay, so you need to give full permission to the share itself Otherwise, they will not have permissions on the downstream folders in order to create files. Alright, so we figured that problem out. So next, what's our next item here? So you'll want to submit a screenshot of the mapped drive here as Bob Burt, and then also the printer being mapped as well on here. And then we're going to log out as Bob Burt. And then we're going to log in as Sean Jackson. And I believe it's going to make us change the password. So the other user, Sean Jackson. Password. Check 330 lab exclamation. Check 330 lab exclamation. Okay, now I can log in. And it's going to give us the hi. We're getting ready, everything ready for you. Okay, so now we're at the desktop, and what I just realized is that I never went back and fixed the IT share folder. So I want to go in here, go to sharing, advanced sharing, permissions, full control on that as well. And there we go. Oops, I guess I could have just let that go into security, advanced. And now we want to remove. Oh. No, we don't do that. We don't need to do that. Alright, so last thing we need to check is that this IT user got two map drives. Well, so we can see we have our I drive, which is our IT share, and then we have our S drive, which is our accounting share. And we can see that because I'm logged in as the IT user, I can get into every folder. So you'll want to take a screenshot of this screen here showing both drive maps. And that's it for this lab. Hopefully yours went a little bit smoother than mine. But if not, I did go through how I fixed it on this video, so I'll see everyone next week.